Hello there, Starscream back for another review, and this time it's a special review because there's two of us doing it. Yeah, so not one reviewer, but two for your money, even though you're not paying any. So, I've been kind of looking forward to doing this particular character because I've never done him before. And I'm a big fan of him, like everybody else is, and it's Generation 1 Optimus Prime.
No. Stop it. We are not doing Generation 1 Prime. We are doing this expensive piece of plastic, which is, of course, Transformers live-action movie, or Lamb. Doesn't taste like lamb, but Lamb movie Prime. So here, take that, you G1, and feck you.
Huh. Alright, apparently it's not Generation 1. Well, thanks again. There we go. That's what you get for doing a review with somebody else. You can't do what you want. Well, never mind. Let's take a look at Movie Prime. And Movie Prime's pretty crappy. Well, let's take a look, shall we? Look. I am not a massive fan of Movie Prime, and for a few good reasons, and I'll point them out. First of all, let's talk about the toy. This really bugs me. Look, his gun is attached to his arm. That's got to get in the way, isn't it? Look. So, okay, it looks great when he's supposedly holding it, although you can't see his damn hand. But when you fold it back, it's at his side. It's like me having a cup, you know, attached to my hand. When I want to drink, I move my arm forward, there's a cup, and I move it back, and there's always a cup on my arm. That would get so annoying. And the same with a gun. You know, accidentally, you know, shoots himself in the head. You know, that could happen. But there we go. Just a small criticism of that. And they've got some more as well if you want. Right. The toy itself, I must say, looks like, really, the love child of Laser Rod Prime and a Gundam. You look at it. If a Gundam and Laser Rod Prime had children, this is what it would look like. This thing. Alright, the colour's not bad. It does this, look. Why does it do that? I have no idea. Alright, I rest my case. I have no idea. Alright, I have absolutely no idea why it does that. The transformation is difficult. Look, set aside the best part of an afternoon if you want to get him into truck mode. Be my guest. I'm not going to do it. If my colleague here wants to do it,
no.
By all means, but I'm not going to do it. Now, at least he's got the mask up over his mouth, so we don't get to see his mouth, you know, because he's got a mouth and teeth and things. And that's not Prime, is it? That's very un-Prime. And yeah, I mean, other than the head moulding, because he's got the ears and the mouth covered up, and, you know, the voice actor Peter Cullen doing it, there's no way you'd guess that this is Optimus Prime, really. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch in imagination. I mean, Optimus Prime has a flat front to him, doesn't he? You know, like G1 Prime. Do you know what? We won't do that. Ah, never mind. The toy is nice, it's poseable, it's articulate. I can't really fault it on that. And it's a nice toy, I'm just not a massive fan. Now I've talked about the toy, haven't I, long enough. Now let's get on to the character.
Although this, you know, video was meant to focus on the toy itself, the fact that we see him in the movie, it makes this toy all that more sweeter. Oh, God. What a brilliant film. Just seeing the trailer for Revenge of the Falling, oh, it's gonna be sweet.
Hey, are you talking about the same Michael Bay film?
Oh, no. Don't you bloody well start. The Transformers live-action film was enjoyed by many of us Transformers fans, and not just those who are dirty G1ers, Flames and Prime, not Rodimus and all that malarkey. And if I had to put up with Monkey instead of a truck, I think you can put up with a couple of problems for Bay's ego to slide inside the film. It was still a brilliant film. It was an amazing film, actually. I can't wait for the second one.
Thanks, Bon Riget. Now you started it. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say my piece on the movie. It's the worst abomination of the Transformers, I think. Now, I know a lot of people liked it, but I've got a lot of problems with it. The biggest problem being, well, I'll start with the biggest one. I'll move my way back down. It's never the same time, is it? You look out the window, if I was, and it's night time, and I close my eyes, it's daytime. Close my eyes again, it's night time. Why? Why can't it just set pace, you know, for a progressive day at a time? No, it's flicking from day to night, night to day. It's like they're having a permanent eclipse every 15, 20 minutes. What's going on? And Prime in it, okay, he keeps rattling off Generation 1 lines out of the movie. One shall stand, one shall... Oh, so... Oh, it made me cringe when I saw that. I said, they're not going to do it. Please, God, don't let them do it. And they did. Michael Bay knows nothing about storylines or character development. It's just one explosion after a bang, after an effect, after an explosion. That's all he seems to know. I mean, that's fine for some blockbuster film, but this is Transformers runabout here. Just put a little bit more thought and scope and depth into the damn film. What is it with him? And Megatron, he comes down with real attitude on Starscream. He blames him, doesn't he? He comes down, you failed me for the last time, Starscream. How? Megatron, you're the idiot who crashed into an ice cube and got yourself frozen. This... you have to do the review yourself, I've had enough.
Can I have the figure back at least there? Yeah. Yeah. Can I have this one? Just that, yeah, hand it. There we go. Easily said and done. Yapping on about the film, you big girl's blouse and your woman's hair and Starscream. I know everything. Paul knows nothing. The toy. The toy. That's what we're here to talk about. Of course, I will not be showing you the transformation to this guy. I'll save that until myself or Dirty G1 are in the corner there do our own review. Maybe we'll show you it then, but we just haven't got the time at the moment. We're essentially on 4 minutes each. But considering my friend here has done a poncy walk-off because he's ignorant to the fact that the film was amazing, I'll go through some of the general aesthetics and whatnot myself. Now, I suppose we'll start off with aesthetics. Aesthetically, he's very good. You look at him, you don't, if you've never seen the film, if you're just a Transformers fan, you take a look at this guy in the shop, you kind of have an idea that it's a more realistic looking Optimus Prime. You're not going to walk in and go, "Mummy, mummy, I want the Ironhide with flames." I suppose if a Japanese person never watched the film, they would think it's some sort of weird amalgamation between Prime and Rodimus, but again, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. But it's definitely a Prime. We've got the red top, the blue trousers. That's what the flames were, for many of you who don't know. Well, most people know, but the flames were put on him to make sure that the front end of the truck wasn't completely red. Apparently it doesn't show up brilliantly on screen, but at the same time there was enough of it there to make the top half red, the bottom half blue, so you got that Generation 1 iconic Optimus Prime look, and the Prime head is definitely a Prime head. Articulation wise, plenty of it up here. I'll not go through every individual part again, we're on a bit of a time limit. But you have enough. Now, this is probably my favourite piece of articulation, for one simple fact, that we can turn Optimus Prime into a Jack Black fan. Yeah! Love that, love that. He's going back on the shelf in that pose when I bother to put him back on the shelf. The only thing is, his knees don't bend that well. In fact, they kind of bend in the middle instead of slightly up here, so when you're trying to bend his knees to make him look all, "I'm gonna kick your ass," it doesn't come across that well, unfortunately. But there is enough articulation. It is a leader class toy, and therefore plenty of articulation to enjoy. My hair is getting in my way. The transformation itself, as I mentioned, on time limit, can't show you it. Although my ignorant Transformer hating friend over here thinks it's a bit of a difficult, trust me, if you own an alternator, and if you can do an alternator, this thing's going to come up as piss. It is harder. It's harder, but the movie line wasn't exactly known for its simplistic transformations. And this guy's actually quite complicated in a fun way, that when you get used to it, you don't mind flipping from robot to truck and back and all that. Unlike, I suppose, Blackout. I'm not a huge fan of the movie Blackout to transform back. In fact, he hasn't been in helicopter mode, I'd say, about 3-4 months. It's not a fun thing to toy around with. But there's a definite transformation. Easier than an alternator, but still quite hard. It's enough. For the price range, it's a decent transformation, actually. We do like our hard transformations higher up the scale. When it transforms like a bloody mini-bot, you just feel as if you've thrown 40 quid down the drain. Accessories. He doesn't come with anything, really. I'm hoping with the Revenge of the Fallen coming out, we might get a trailer accessory. No hope so far. You can buy the Battle Roller. Battle Roller does turn into a jetpack for him, but I just think it looks stupid. He does have a gun. I suppose that's more, well, considering it clips on, it's more or less stuck in, it's more part of the robot than an actual accessory. He does have a couple of little gimmicks, lights and sounds and a horn. But overall, quite a good figure. Just on a very quick note here, aesthetically, it looks like Prime, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5. it's prime. You can't be confused with that. Articulation wise, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5 because of that problem with the knees. Transformation, again, 4 out of 5. There is a problem where you're trying to swing the knees around, or the these bits here on his back. They can be a bit of a problem. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. Other than that, he's perfect. And accessory wise, well, I'm going to give him a 0 because he doesn't come with anything. But that could also turn into a 5 because there's no accessories to rate him on. You be the judge of that. Overall, well worth the 40 quid. If you see him going cheaper than 40, I'd recommend picking up for definite. And if you can get a hold of the Japanese version with all the grey bits in vacuum, silver, chrome, and with an energy sword, so much cooler, as the Japanese do, I'd go ahead and get him. He's an amazing figure. But I don't think my cohort here would agree with me 100%, so we can say that his ratings out of 5 would be a little bit lower, if completely 0, than mine. But Von Rojas says pick him up. And you listen to what Von Rojas says, or I'm gonna hunt you down with my hunting knife. Which I don't have with me at the minute, so just...